is up, guys? Dad Dash here, coming to you today with a ride-along video. We are going to be out for the day. It's about 2 o'clock. We're going to be out probably for the next 6 hours. I'd say, yeah, probably about 6.5 hours. So the parameters of the day today, we're going to do a little bit of a challenge day, which is normal. Normally I multi-app. Normally I bring in all the different apps. Today we're going to do a DoorDash only challenge, where we're going to do it to the following parameters. I'm going to try to do 10 DoorDash orders, right? And the parameters of acceptance will be the following: $10 minimum, at least $1 a mile. And if it meets those two simple guidelines, I'm going to accept them. I'm going to do the first 10 orders that meet those guidelines. We're going to fire up the app right now, and I will break down the orders, what they come in at, and we will see the following. We have 6.5 hours to work. How much will we make? What is our average delivery order value going to be? What's our average order value going to be? And what is our work rate going to be? So we're going to see all of those things. I would love to see us generate at least $150 worth of gross revenue. I would like to meet a $100 net revenue, right, after all expenses, minimum.Ese are the minimums. And I would love to see $200 plus. But we will see if we can do it in 6 hours, if we can do 10 DoorDash orders worth $10 or more, $1 a mile. And we will see if we have to turn on. Now, I'm not eliminating the possibility of turning on other apps or running Spark or doing those things. I might be missing out on a lot of revenue today. Spark's already hit me up. I had it on for a minute, and it already hit me up with some shops. But we're going to stick with the DoorDash end. I haven't done this in a long time, but we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to be working multiple markets, but that's going to be what I'm going to be looking for. We're about to power it up right now when we get into the market. My acceptance rate, if you're wanting to know what my ratings are, my ratings are 5 stars, 90% acceptance, 96% completion, 92% on time, and 3,409 deliveries. Those are the starting ratings. Let's see how we do today. And I will be back to report when we get that first order. All right, guys, Dad Dash back here. So we didn't have to wait long. We got one offer before we got the offer that we're on. That was a 625 6-mile order. Obviously turned that down, did not meet standard. Next offer, very next offer, I'd say about 6 minutes later. We had to wait about 6 minutes after that offer, after that turned down, and we ended up with a $12 plus 4.5-mile order for Del Sol Cafe. So we are on our way to Del Sol Cafe right now. I actually was stopping off at Best Buy to go check out the new iPhone, which I hope will be coming soon to me, so I can use it and test it out for gig work. I'm looking forward to some of the new features, especially that new action button and what we can do with that. But anyways, that'll be for another video. We're on our way over there. Let's go make this pickup, and I will talk to you soon. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. All right, guys, Dad Dash here. We just got done making that delivery. Ended up with a very nice payout, $3.25, $12 tip, $38 order value. Miles to money was excellent. So overall, very solid order. Now, there was a few dead miles I had because I do count, like when I turn the apps on, that's when I started counting. But, if I started counting from where I accepted that first order, then you're talking about $3 a mile. So very, very, very solid start to the day. I'll be back to talk to you soon. All right, guys, just an update here. It's been a few minutes here. Got a couple offers. Nothing that we could do. They were all $3 offers. $3 going some to some variation of miles between 3 and 6 miles. So nothing I'm willing to even consider there, obviously, because it doesn't meet our parameters. All right, guys, we finally got our next order. Took us quite a while. We got off the last order at 228. It is now 308, and we just got an order. So it took us 30 minutes. And to say I'm not excited about what I got, that's an understatement. We ultimately ended up having to settle on was $13.75, so that's okay, but 12.7 miles going in a direction that I am not at all crazy about. And we will have some miles on the way back. Maybe we're stacking up. If I was using another app, I'd definitely try to stack it going down, maybe to see if there was something I could catch there. We're going to do it, right? This is the challenging part. So order number 2, $13.75, killing us there though on the return. But we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be something that DoorDash will need going in that direction. So it's for Papa John's. This Papa John's normally has their act together pretty good. We're gonna go down here, get the pizza or whatever it is that we're picked up. There's no plus sign, so I don't anticipate this changing. The only hope we have of improving this order would be if they added something to it when we got there, and we'll see if that happens. Anyway. Thank you. All right, guys, that's back here. So we made that delivery. Payout was $425 for the base pay and $950 for the tip for a $25 order value. Ultimately, we ended up traveling 23 miles, and we haven't even got back to the main market yet. That's 23 miles from the first drop-off. So, all in all, terrible order in terms of the outcome and how everything shaped up numbers-wise. So now I'm out of zone. Now I'm going to have to make my way back. I don't believe there will be, I'm not too far out of zone. I'm actually at the tip of the zone, but I don't believe there's much options here. But all right, guys. So it is a slow moving day. Just got done eating lunch at Chipotle. We finished that last order at what time? 3:40. It's now 4:39, and we just got done with lunch. Accepted a $12.25 7-mile Pizza Hut order. There's a Pizza Hut right around the corner from me, and we're going to go down there and we're going to pick that up. So, you guys see that out there? It is raining bad. Also, a little order was ready, so that's good. The rain is coming down. That's not good. And now I got to figure out how I want to get out of here. So I guess we're going to have to come down around here and probably take a U-turn somewhere, which I hate doing. I hate this highway we're on. But we got a 9-minute drive with the U-turn figured in. All right, guys, that's back here, and we did complete that order. Got it delivered, paid out $250 for base pay, $10 for a tip, and we ended up with a $34.09 order value. So, stopping off here at this Sheets up here. We're gonna run in here real quick, and then be on the lookout for the next order. Hopefully, we get it soon, and we'll see what happens. Talk to y'all soon. All right, guys, dash back, and we have an order. So this is the type of order we needed. It's a type of order that is going to change the game if we can get it done and make this work for us. So, got done with the bathroom break, and we ended up with a $32.75 12-mile 21-item Wise Market shop, and we are going to go do that right now. All right, guys, dash back here. Shop is finished. A couple of the highlights to talk about. Sun chips, number one. They got me. There's always an item or two that'll hide. These were hidden behind a bag of chips or other bags of chips. I eventually just happened upon them just as I was about to say, hey, we're going to say that this thing is not able to be found. And almost just gave up, but we didn't. I'm glad we kept at it, didn't give up, didn't surrender, and the customer now will get their sun chips as opposed to me saying they were not available. Secondly, Snickers got away from us. They had a 12-pack, not a 6-pack, and the app didn't give me an opportunity to substitute. So that is going to affect my fill rate negatively. Not that it really matters to me because I don't do enough shopping pays normally on the DoorDash app to hit the 13 or 14 they want a week. And then the Clausen pickles at the end. I didn't realize. I now know Clausen pickles are refrigerated, and they are in the refrigerated section. Now I know this, and I had another issue with Clausen pickles in the past. Now I know I'll never have this problem again. I'll know where to look, and that's cool. So I guess they must be fresher than the other ones, are just probably not preservatives or something put in them. I don't know. Anyways, we have a 12-minute ride. As I said, it wasn't going to be that bad of a ride to the customer. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you soon. I'll see you at the drop-off, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, Dad Dash here. We just completed that order and got a $20 tip and a $12.75 base pay. So there you go, guys. If you want to know where you can get big base pay at, you can get big payouts. They paid me $12.75 on top of the $20 tip. So DoorDash will pay for shopping pays, especially if they're larger items at some of the larger supermarkets. So that puts us at $74.25 in 4 orders. Now, our miles is a little bit nasty, okay, which I already anticipated that would probably be the situation today. I thought that order might help a little bit. It didn't, but that just shows you how bad it is. We have accepted offers at $1.92, and we're down to 93 cents a mile. We've lost 99 cents a mile of value due to that. So that's something we got to correct. Normally, I would correct that by maybe taking some shorter form orders, but today's a challenge. Today is to see big dollars, at least $1 a mile. Where does that end at the end of the day? And then, or do you need to mix? And again, you know, this is an experimental day, but these are the things you got to do to test things out. So we're 4 orders in, 6 orders to go. It's 6:33 as we speak right now. So we're running out of daylight, guys. I have 2 hours left to deliver 6 orders at $10 or more. I'm not going to the market I was thinking about because that would take me a half hour to get in there. I got to try to stay in the market I'm in, I hope, and I'll probably try to move down into my home market. So starting to get a little bit concerned. Money-wise, we're doing okay. We're tracking, as I said, a minimum standard would be walking home with $100. So net. Right now, we're $74.25 gross revenue, $52.28 net cash flow after expenses, running at a 70.41% expense ratio. Now, I want you to think about that. I've been running at a much better, sometimes as high as $2 a mile, and my expense ratio runs consistently between 66 and 68%. I'm driving more miles today, paying less in taxes, appreciating my car a little bit more, although I am setting aside 10 cents a mile for that and getting, of course, some tax breaks. But I'm at a higher expense ratio. In other words, I'm retaining more of my money. Interesting here, right? These are the little things you can look at when you're keeping track of your numbers. We're going to keep that in our minds as we're proceeding forward over the next 2 hours and see where that number lands as we proceed further into the evening. So the name of the game now is to go try to find 6 more orders and try to see if we can maximize our earnings over the next 2 hours. All right, guys, I will be back as soon as we find that next order. I hope you're enjoying today's ride along. I hope you're learning something. I hope it's been fun. If it is, hit that subscribe button for me right now if you've made it this far. hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video with at least one person. I used to ask that in every video, with at least one person you think could gain value. We do that. If we share videos, share tips, tricks, and strategies, we become better as a community. We become better drivers. We move our baseline up. When the baseline moves up, everybody's baseline moves up, especially when you're dealing with something as unique as the gig economy, because that means we're extracting more value from the apps. The apps are our competitor, not each other. Remember that, guys. And those of you out there, those channels out there that are telling you different, well, you know what? Consider the source, and consider what you want to listen to, and consider how you feel. Anyways, guys, I'll be back as soon as I have another order to talk with you, and I'll talk to you then. All right, guys. Took a little while, took a few turn downs, but we got our next order. $15, 10.5 miles. A little bit heavier on the miles than I'd like. I would have loved to have seen a catering order. It's not a catering order. It's 2 items from Sardi's, but it's taking us to an area that's got several restaurants around it that have catering potential and have the potential to give us an order right after we drop this off. So that's what I'm hoping for. This will be order number 5, and then my hope is we can flip into order number 6 without having to come all the way back down here. That's the strategy, at least. Hopefully the order's ready and we can get on top of this right away, because it's 6:52 right now as we speak, and we're running out of daylight, literally, both figuratively and literally, in terms of the challenge and in terms of the day. So here we go, guys. This will put us at around $87 when we get done with it, and we're gonna keep plugging. So let's run in here, pick this food up, and I will be back. All right, guys. So,
take the next left onto Railway Lane, then turn right onto Massey Boulevard.
As you can hear, my assistant is going off here. So got in there,
600 feet,
picked
turn
it,
left onto Underpass Way.
picked the order up. It was ready, sitting behind the counter. So it was a quick in and out, 2 minutes. But we got 17 minutes ahead of us. But the good news is we started this order at 6:50. 17 minutes takes us to 7:06, 7:13. So we will still have well over an hour left to get a few more orders in. So we are now, realistically speaking, probably not going to make 10 orders today, which is a little bit surprising to me. But maybe it's because we were targeting a number that was too high. Maybe it was because I took lunch. Maybe it was because, who knows, right? I think some of it was because, in the parameters of the challenge, I wasn't turning anything down. That was $10 or $1 a mile. That $1 a mile is the thing that I think got us, because we had too long of a drive on that Papa John's pizza order. Nothing on the way back. Dead time, dead miles, killer to everything. Anyways, we're not going to fret or get upset, but we're going to just learn from it, right? But anyways, that's what we're learning from. That, yes, that does make a difference. But we've got some time now. Our focus is dialing it up and tying it up and getting at least $100 net profits out of today. I don't think we should have a problem crossing the $100 gross line. At 70% expense ratio, if that holds, we're going to probably need about $137 gross to do that. And we're a little bit far away from that. With this particular order, we're going to be at about $87. That means we're going to need some help. We're going to need some catering. We're going to need something big in our next couple of orders to really take this thing home and bring it across with a consolation finish of hitting our net profit goal. But that's all in the future. Let's focus on getting this order done, getting this order finished, getting this order delivered, and then we will focus on what happens next. But I have some good feelings, good vibes, feeling about where we're going, that we have the ability to make that happen. We're seeing, of course, the app gods have to as well agree. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, we're on the way. Like I said, we've got now about 15 minutes to go. What is up, guys? Dad Dash. So real quick here, I didn't expect my flash to come on here, which I know I'm not supposed to be driving around with my flash on the camera, but we did complete that order. It's been a little bit. I've gotten a few orders, fielded a few orders since We completed the order. I had to stop off, use the restroom real quick, and we still haven't got anything. But that order was a $31 order value, but we have not gotten the orders. Now, we got a couple orders that if I wasn't holding myself to my minimums, I would probably have considered doing. But unfortunately, you know, I'm trying to hold to the minimums that I set for myself, and that's what I want to do. So we're going to stay true to the experiment that we're doing. But we're going to keep plugging. I'm on my way now. I decided I stayed up in this area for a little while. I'm going to head back towards the home base and see if we can pick up something along the way. All right, guys, that dash back here with an update. So I'm sitting here at Sheets. Stopped off here because it's a good spot for internet and everything in the area, and I needed to just do a couple things with my personal phone. Been getting some absolutely terrible orders. This is I didn't think it was going to be this hard, guys, to find a $10 order going at least $1 a mile or better, and apparently it is. It's been terrible, man. So many. Now, there's been some orders that were below that level that, you know, maybe would have turned into stacks. I mean, last night I was seeing that. So I probably have left. I mean, I know I've left some money on the table that you know, if I was willing to follow more miles, but I thought there's got to be, like, it can't be that bad to find a $10 plus order, and it seems it is. So I'm going to head deeper down into the belly of the beast, down this down the way here, and see if I can trigger an order, because I'll tell you what, it seems to be very difficult up in these parts to get an order that is $10 and going, you know, that is not less than $1 a mile, which you wouldn't think would be that difficult. No catering order offers have come through. Here we go. We got an offer. Let's see. Maybe I spoke it into existence here. Let's see what we got here. And we got an Oishi sushi, $20, 14.9 miles. It's not catering, but it'll do, I guess. It's going to be a long ride, but it is what it is, guys. It's part of what we're going to do here. We're going to take it because that is what we have committed to. So we're going to go ahead and take it, accept that, and head over to the sushi restaurant. Maybe they're stacking us with something else. We'll see. Looks like 2.6 of those 14 miles are to the restaurant. So we're going to go about 12 miles, and then we got to ride all those miles back. This has been the day, man. I think we picked the wrong market to do this in. Should have shifted markets, didn't do it, stayed around, got baited into the shop. You know, reflecting back on that, I may regret that decision. But anyways, hey, live here, turn the camera on, got what will probably be the last, no, it's going to be the last order of the day because it's 8:02. So I'm anticipating this order will probably end sometime a little after 8:30, and then the rest will just be riding back home. Bunch of dead miles. Might turn the app on and see if there's something I can get going through, but I really can't do that because I've got other things I've committed to doing after 8:30 today. So I've got to head directly home after this. So I guess we're going to get 6 out of 10 orders completed today, and we're going to end up making, I guess I'm at $89. We're going to make $119. So we'll go over the stats and what all that looks like. So let's get over to the restaurant, guys. I'll see you there and get this final order picked up. What's up, guys? Dad Dash here, coming to you with the wrap up. So we did get that order delivered, and we didn't get any orders on the way home. I think when I got close, I got like 2 offers, and then now I have since turned my DoorDash app off. So it is off. We are crossing the bridge into my home state. We are done for the day. And we're going to go over some numbers. So I have the little dome light on, but I'm going to turn my dome light off because I'm going to throw the numbers up and we're going to talk about them. I figured I could talk about it in the dark. I wouldn't have the dome light on for a minute when I said something to you at the beginning. But let's jump into the numbers, make this quick. So, all right. So what do we, it's pretty brutal. I mean, it's pretty brutal. We're just going to call it a brutal day. And I'm going to give you some thoughts. I'm going to tell you the insights I got from today. So I think You have a day like today where you experiment with a thought process and you walk away with some really good insight. And that's what I did today. What I lost in money, I gained in knowledge. So that's how we're going to take this. But obviously with it raining and everything, I expected a lot more out today. I thought we would get bigger orders and bigger tips, but it wasn't to be. So we worked. What did we work? We began our experiment with our first order at around 2 o'clock, 2:04. Went to 3:40. I stopped, ate lunch for an hour, got started again at 4:39, ended at 8:37. So we worked in total 5.57 hours, so 5.5 hours, or 334 minutes. What did that come out to? $19.63 order value. A $19.63 order value. Not great, not strong, well below $20. I never want to drop below 20. I drop below 20. But the interesting thing is this kind of falls in with when I do a DoorDash only day. This seems to be where DoorDash wants to pull my numbers in this particular market, the Hagerstown market, and that is the only market I worked. I didn't market hop. I didn't go across it. I said I was going to. We did a total of 6 dashes. We had a total average per order of $18.21, but here's where the problem was. Our average per minutes out. Now this is not delivery minutes. This is our average for in total the time we were out waiting for orders and available to work. We worked 56 minutes per order. When we really needed, again, we needed to pull that below probably about 38, 39 would have been perfect. Or if we would have been close to 30, even, we would have been sitting at well over $30 an hour. So the issue was wait time, because when you diagnose the problem, you go in there and look, well, what was the overall problem? The problem was we worked at a work rate of 65%. Now, how much did we actually work out of that 334 minutes? Well, let me tell you, we worked 217 minutes. So not enough work, right, for the time we were available to work. And a lot of that, some of that was spent driving, as you're going to see the secondary problem of that, which was the one-sidedness of the orders. Now, we ended up with a $30.21 average delivery value. Our offered miles, we made $109 for 61.7 offered miles at $1.72 a mile. Now that's still south of $2. I like that number to be $2 to $3, somewhere in the $2 to $3 range. All right, and it wasn't. And we made, I don't know if I mentioned this, we made $109.25 in total for the day. So not at all close to the 200 I was hoping to generate. That's gross revenue. And we're going to get into the cash flow here in a second. So, well short of what I was expecting. Now, our dead mile cost, we ended up costing ourselves 88 cents a mile in dead mileage. So therein it was the problem. Remember, the experiment today was accept all orders $10 or higher at $1 or more per mile. My expectation was, with a nice high acceptance rate, which by the way, I'm down to 80%, by the way, on my acceptance rate today, which my hope was that was going to be able to allow us to see bigger orders. We have no problem going as low as $1 a mile. I normally don't like to go below $1.40 on accepted miles, but I was willing to go down and get aggressive at $1. And you see, that didn't work very well for me. Still couldn't meet the metrics. And as a result, when you do go that low, you end up with nothing covering your return. And that's going to be reflected in this absolutely god-awful. It reminds me of the equivalent of when I was going after Top Dasher. I was at 84 cents per mile today. Let that sink in a minute. 84 cents. I cherry-picked my actual. Now, remember, my accepted miles $1.72. My actual miles, I mean, that's what was reflected on the app, 84 cents. I guarantee you a lot of your all's actual mileage, if you're going off of actual miles and not the what did you accept on your screen versus what did you make, you're going to see an issue there as well. It's only when I started paying attention to this did I start making adjustments and did I start strategizing against this. Now, so what did I learn? I learned in this instance here that you're going to have to mix. You're going to have to either attack it with large order programs, which did not come through today at all. I did not one large order program. Or you're going to have to get shops, or you're going to have to multi-app and have other apps there to help you with that. Or you're going to have to go low. You're going to have some sort of measurement for an under $10 mile and let those smooth your mileage out, keep you in an area, finance your wait time, and you got to have a good mix and a good balance. And that is where I'm going to come into and leave you with this today. But first, let's do one last thing and talk about cash flow. Cash flow, $109.25 gross, $9 in taxes, $13 to the car expense fund, $9.44 in actual gas cost, for a total cash flow shift profit loss of $77.81. That's what we retained. Now, interestingly enough, we came in 4% higher on our expense ratio because, well, I have a fixed cost for taxes, and we're also getting a write-off in there that's being factored on all the miles. So we're getting, the 65 and a half cents a mile off of our tax dollars. So the more we're traveling, the less taxes we're paying. But in the end, obviously we're driving more miles. I'm setting aside an extra 10 cents besides what the government's giving me to offset my taxes. So there is a case to potentially be made when you're looking at trying to find out balance between miles, taxes, and everything else. But you got to be setting money aside. You got to be taking some of that and putting it back if the government's giving it to you, because that's your cash. That's the value of your vehicle that's going to be coming back to you as a deduction. Anyways, not an accountant. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying something to pay attention to. So today we ended up with an actually decent expense ratio, even though we drove at 84 cents a mile. Take from that what you would. But overall today, how do we sum this up? What did we learn? What did we learn from today? Right? What did we learn from today? And I'll turn this back on. What we learned from today, in my opinion, is this. We have to have a strategy below that amount. That there's two things that I would set in effect. Number one, $1 a mile is not going to necessarily work from a standpoint of protecting you, even if you're at a high dollar amount. Say you accept $15 for 14 miles. If you're going to a place that requires return miles, you've got to deal with that issue. So setting an experiment. I did an experiment because I wanted to collect the data on those type of orders. So obviously you're going to have some guidelines set above $10. And one of the ways you can do that is saying, look, $1.40 a mile. I think $1, which I'm going to do an experiment and see how that plays out. $1.40 a mile above $10. And basically it's going to, I think, line up as accept all orders $1.40 a mile and $10 or more, and accept any orders below $10 that have a $2 or better miles to money that are above, we're going to say $4.25, and see how that plays out, and see what the day looks like, and see what the metrics. I think I would have had an improved potential day because I would have filled the gaps now, and my average order size would have come down, but I think it would have probably come down to maybe around $12, $13, $14 in order. I would have gotten my 10 orders in quicker, and I'd be sitting at anywhere from $120 to $140. And then let's just say, okay, do the math on that. If I could get 10 orders done in say 4.5 to 5 hours, hey, we could get $200 in and well less than $200 gross revenue, well less than 8 hours. So that's a factor. But anyways, guys, that's my takeaway. It was a very good experiment. I was happy with it. I took a loss, but sometimes you got to take a loss to get a win. So remember that, guys. Don't be afraid to experiment yourself. So as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's video, hit like on the video. Share this video if you think there's some value in it. I always say share it with at least one person that you think would get value. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay profitable, and Dad Dash, of course, will be talking to you soon. What's up, guys? Dad Dash here. And I'm coming to you today with a video, right? I'm coming to you today with a video. It's from you're going to notice there's no intro, there's no flashiness, because there's a point to this video today, right? There's a point to this video that I want to make. I want to talk to you, first of all. This is just Dad Dash talking to you from the heart. I don't know. This may get 1 view. It may get 30 views. It may get 100 views. It may get 30,000 views. It doesn't matter to me. This is just one of those videos where I want to talk to you. And if you see it, I hope it resonates with you, and I hope you take from it. But I want to talk to you about the state of the gig world out here on YouTube, the state of us, what the point of all this is, and you know what it is I think that we truly need, and what this channel's about, right? What I'm about, and what I hope you're about, and what we all need to get, to me, focused on, and what we can do, and what the creators out there that have a bigger footprint and a bigger voice can do. And if you watch this video and you see this video, fantastic. I hope you watch it. But let's talk, guys. So with that said, let's get into the video. So listen. Our goal out here, obviously, if you're a gig driver, is to make money. It happens to be that we drive. It happens to be that driving is what we have to do. It's a part of what we do. Some of us shop. Some of us deliver packages. Some of us deliver food. But the goal is to make money, right? And the goal also is to do it differently than the way we've done it in the past. And my whole purpose of my channel is to demonstrate to you how I do it on a regular basis, to show you what I do. And then also, the big thing that I want to do, the biggest thing that I want to do is create an area, a space that's conjoined with others with the same agenda, but an area, a space that we can come together, share ideas, and figure out how we can make our most powerful asset, which is us, work for us. Okay, something you want to understand is this. In the workforce, in the traditional workforce, you have a small group of people, which is management executives, that are controlling a larger group of people. When you're in that setting, okay, there's a lot of ways to control. And there's one thing. Managers will tell you they're there to manage, right? They're there to manage people. They're there to, and they'll also say publicly, they're there to manage through motivate, right? And they're trying to figure out how to motivate you. Manage and motivate start with the same letter for a reason. It's what they do. How can we motivate a person to do what we need you to do to make the company money? The main method, whether it's talked about or not, and I know this because I was in that small group of people. I did that for years. I was there having the private conversations, going to the conferences, talking with the higher ups, discussing how can we get this big group of people to do what we need them to do on a daily basis, give up their time for purposes of the company's outcome. How can we get them to do it and get them to care? And the main method was fear. And of course, there's studies and there's things, but the main thing you would hear when you would talk to people, you talk to managers, the main way guys got up, or gals or girls, women, got up and moved up in the business world was the most feared. Normally was the one that's up there at the top. The biggest asshole in the room was the guy that was normally the head of the area or sitting in the CEO position. Many times. many, many times. That was the biggest jerk. And you'd always be wondering, how did he get there? Well, how did he get there? Because he made everybody fear him. He made everybody think. And one of the things is they wanted you to believe, whether they admitted to it or not, everybody, the environment they felt you needed to operate in to be most successful is you had to create the environment where people believed it was their last day, possibly their last day, even though it wasn't, even though it was farthest from the truth, even though HR would protect them, even though there were steps and processes. You needed the people to believe that if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, if you don't stay extra, if you don't give a little bit more, then the whole world's crashing down. You're going to lose your job and boom. Now, again, I come from a world of sales and goals and meeting financial markers, right? But you didn't want anyone comfortable. You didn't want anyone comfortable, even though, and this was fought against, right? So you go from that world where you're being lied to, information's being withheld, okay? And then you come out here, right, to a world where the same thing's happening. The same thing is happening. But the interesting part about it is we have much, much more than we can do about it. See, the managers at a company can fire you. Much like the apps, one would say, well, they could deactivate you. Yes and no. We have a lot of control over that in terms of understanding what gets us deactivated and attempting to stay away from it. Doing things collectively as a whole and learning and figuring it out and figuring out what the next thing is, what the next app is, what the next thing we're going to get involved in is. We do have some control over it. Look, my point is this. The biggest thing we feared, and the biggest thing any business fears, is a group of employees that come together and get smart. And the funny thing is, as I said, I have a history of management, right? But the funny thing is, I learned that when I was at a much younger age. I learned that because I got together and learned the power of group. And I'll share a story with you. I was working in a field while I was in college, and it was actually in management. And I realized, because I've always been somebody who said, you know what, I want to go out and get this, and I want fairness. I want fairness. It's got to be fair, right? And I said to myself, something didn't seem right. It was a bunch of young people that were together working in the management field, and I said, we're way underpaid. And people would say, oh, no, Steve, no, you're not. And I said, we're way underpaid. No, we're not. Yep, we're way underpaid. Yes, we are, right? Now, I had gone out and done a bunch of research. Now, here's the reason why I'm sharing this with you, is because I've heard a lot of critiques of the gig conference, right? And here's the main problem. It was a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity. And it's an opportunity that still exists. And it's what I'm trying to do, and it's why I'm trying to do it, because of the experiences I've had. But it was a missed opportunity. Now, what happened was, for me, we had a manager conference where it was the first of its kind. When we all got everyone in the same room, it was funny because I was there as one of the for that group, I was one of the people that had been around for a while. So we were all there staying at a hotel overnight for this conference and all hanging out. We were all friends. And the main guy, the main person that was the head of the group, that was the head of the place I was working, he had to go back to the place because the business I was in at the time, it was still running even when we were gone. So he had to stay back behind. He wasn't able to come because this was all just for the assistants. So I took that opportunity. When I got everyone there and we all talked and we all compared notes, everybody was feeling the same exact way as me. And I said, listen, guys, here's the deal. This guy, this group, everyone here has said, has tried to separate us, has tried to get us to operate singly. I said, let's operate as a unit. I came up with a plan. I said, everyone gets second jobs. I already had one. We formulated this plan. And I said, here, and we went, I laid it all. I'm not going to get into all of it, but we laid it all out and we put that plan into effect. And everybody submitted requests at the same exact time. Everyone submitted requests for the fact that they were going to need time off. And guess what happens? Like magic, a meeting is called. And I step up and I speak. And I say, hey, what's going on? I said, well, you've seen now that everybody's putting these, well, why is that? Well, it's because we can't afford to work here at the rates that you're talking about. And he said, I don't believe you. I don't believe, what are you talking about? I said, I can tell you right now, I have data that proves we are underpaid based on this industry standard. I gone around, of course, at that manager meeting and talked to people, got people to talk to them. And I shared it. And he said, okay, well, if you think it's a problem, submit it. And I did. And you know what happened? We all got raises. We all got a 40% pay raise. Okay? Now, I share that with you because what a gig conference should have been about, and it should have been all about, it should be all about, it should have been promoted about. It's not the event of the year. It's not about riding in Teslas. I'm not saying that that's not probably a fun experience. It's not about, having fun or breaking bread or celebrating our successes. It was an opportunity to bring a group of people together under one house and talk about things and have the realization that all of us, regardless of how the apps try to manipulate us, all of us are pretty much the same. All of us are looking for pretty much the same thing. We're all having the same issues, and we figure out collectively how to do it. How can we co-op together, create a co-op, come together, and put the best of what we have? Because the reality is the lifeblood of these apps isn't the technology, it's the drivers. And the reason why they're investing so much money, the reason why they're confiscating so much of our pay is because what they're secretly doing in the background is, the reason why they haven't turned a profit is because they're taking that money and putting it in R&R. Or R&D, sorry, not R&R, R&D. Okay, research and development. And what they're developing is, how do they cut the drivers out and develop technology that will replace us? Because they know we're the most dangerous thing to them. Now, the longer we wait, the more we give them, the more money we give them, the easier it becomes for them to achieve that dream. What we don't realize as a collective, because we're not all talking to each other, because we're busy fighting with each other, because we're busy fighting over diamonds. We're busy flexing about the fact that we're the number one person in our program, and we're dominating our program. And you know what? It's a big companies. These are big Look, these companies are not scary. They're not scary because they're scared of you. They're scared of us. They're scared of us coming together. And what they're banking on and betting on is that we will never have the ability to come together as a collective group and speak with one voice and address these issues and realize that we are the marketplace. We aren't employees. We aren't able to be fired. Because we can't ever be fired. We can be deactivated from one app, but we can find another. We are the workforce. We don't have to quit working. We just have to figure out how we can do what we do as a group, come together in every community that we're in, and create our own world that we want to work in. Because we are the world that we work in. But the opportunity for the people with the big voices and the biggest megaphone in the room, which are the big channels, DoorDash Diaries, Rideshare Guy, Rideshare Professor, Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Mr. Bet on You. All of the people that have big numbers in this space have the ability to start talking to people who will listen. The problem that we had, the opportunity that was missed, is we had the opportunity to bring together people all over the country if we did it right, and to use the big megaphone and to say, listen, the important part is the connection. We are coming together to talk about what we want to do and how we can make things better and ways we can do it. We have guys like Gary Middleton who possess the ability to create the technology in the apps. He can create an app that can go through and, turn down and accept and track what you're doing. You've got Moves. You've got Para. Para has the ability, right, They have a gig app. What? Like, the thing they don't have is they're trying to get it around the drivers. That's the opportunity. That's the opportunity to put 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 people in voices, in ears, in front of them and listen to them and what they can bring. They can lead the co-op movement. What we need is a place that we can trust. The ability to come together. The ability to speak in one voice. The ability to be heard. The ability to compete fairly and say, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to work, but we're going to work at this amount. We want stability. We want the ability to know what it is that we're agreeing to and what we're not agreeing to. We want the ability to have the ability to understand what we're really getting paid and how much we're really losing and how much in fees these apps are taking for the services that they're providing. We will pay for it, absolutely. I would absolutely pay DoorDash, Grubhub, I already am, but I would have no problem paying them for the access to the programs that they provide and the ability to do this because I need them. I need that technology. I need the payment transactional system that they have. I need all of that to operate. So, but I want to be able to negotiate fairly. What is the real value of your services? And I, as a business, if I'm going to be a business, a small, miniature, very small business, have the right to negotiate fairly with them. And it's that conversation we need to be having. How can we exist fairly? How can we make it clear what we are? The thing that we're squandering is we have a bunch of people at the top who've got to the top who have said, you know what? They're looking for DoorDash sponsorships. They're looking to be sponsored by the apps. That's a problem because that's not who sponsored you. That's not who got your channel where you got to. You got your channel because 60,000 drivers sponsored you. And YouTube is paying you better than the apps have ever paid you. I guarantee it. I've heard it. I've heard it come out of the mouths of these creators. They're making more money from us, from our sponsorship, from the time we invest in them than the apps. And yet they forget that. And yet they want to become spokespeople for the apps. And yet they want to tell you to do this or do that or work for the apps or do that or give the apps are a big company. Stop fighting them. Do this. Take every order. Break down your motor vehicle. They begin losing themselves in what got them there in the first place. Forgetting about the power they have, the growth they can still have, the fact that they've got a market of millions who would come watch them if they would get their messaging right. The opportunity to say, listen, we are coming together as one. We are coming together to work together to reframe labor and reframe what it looks like to be out here and to show people you have the power to do it and we have the power to do it and we have the power to communicate and we have the power to make money in ways that we could never have dreamed of. If we get the right people in the right place, in the right room, at the right time with the right thoughts. And we have that out here. It's just whether or not we're willing to get things to where they need to go and lay down the idea of ourselves and start working together as a whole and seeing the power of that and seeing the fact that if we work together, if we start helping other people see how to select good orders, how to find value, how to figure out what's valuable in your market and what isn't, what's sustainable in your market and isn't. You've got apps like Solo, which are absolutely, in my opinion, I've started using the Solo app because I finally was able to figure out how to get the mileage tracking working. And that is an incredible app. I'm not boot kissing or boot licking, and I don't even have I'm not throwing that up on my channel. I'm not going to put it in the links and say, hey, I'll get $10 and I get a referral fee. No, I'm going to tell you to go over to Solo, start using that app, not to give me money, although I guess in a way it's like a thank you and I would do that. I'm not saying, that's not a good idea, but I'm saying I also don't want it to be twisted. I'm not telling you to go do something that isn't valuable. I'm telling you to do something that I found to be valuable. Give it a try. See if it's valuable to you. That's what this is about. That's what YouTube is about. That's what my channel is about. That's what every single one of you out there should be doing. That's how we get better and stronger. That's how we build a collective. That's how we build around this thing, this weird thing that we're in called the gig economy, where anything goes, where there's no regulation, where we have 3 million to 12 million unregulated small businesses driving around in communities delivering. And we have the opportunity right now to define that any way we want. We are in control. We have more control than we understand. The apps are scared of us, yet we act scared of them. You go out and you act like you have to do what they tell you when you don't. And that's the point of some creators out here. And some of them have it right. Some of them are telling you, yeah, go out and do what you need to do, what you find valuable, what works for you. And I agree with that 100,000%. UDM yesterday was emphasizing that. And I really, really, really get behind that message. That's what I'm all about. That's why value is a key component of what this channel is about. That's why what I talk to people about is value. That's why what I say, it's value, because everyone values things differently. But really, we don't. If we could sit down and understand the value process and how to value things out and what you need to do and how you need to do it, you would all be able to do the same thing. I don't talk to you or try to tell you what is valuable to you in your market. I try to tell you how to go out and figure out value in your market. That is the goal. If you look at this channel, I hope, as a whole, you have to watch it from the beginning to the end. You have to go to the back to the very first video, like I don't know, I think I might have 300, 400, 500 videos. I have no idea how many I have. But you go back to the very beginning and you watch the evolutionary process of somebody who's learning, somebody who's going through it. That's what this is about. In developing a world where I entered this world for my own reasons, and everybody enters for their own reasons, whether it's because you lost a job, or in my case, you leave a job because you're just tired of the BS and you're ready for something new. And listen, I've experienced it all out here. Okay? It's not been easy. And if that is what I portray in my videos, then I'm doing it wrong, because it isn't easy. I've had many, many bad days out here. I've had struggles I didn't even know, but every bit of it has built my character. Every bit of it has helped me. And every bad day has led to a good day at some point. And every bad day will always do that. And I know that. I'm prepared to have a bad day. I don't like having a bad day. I don't like looking at my bank account and not liking the balance. I don't like getting to the end and realizing how many miles I drove and how bad I effed up a day. But in the things that I don't see in my bank account, I see as a dad, as being present. And maybe my kids will tell a different story and say, well, dang, Dad, you seem like you work more now than you ever did. But I don't feel that way. I feel like I've been able to see things, be part of things, and have experiences that I would never have had, ever. I didn't have before. I've been able to watch life from a different perspective. It hasn't come without sacrifices. It hasn't come without pain. It hasn't come without feeling sometimes like, what the hell am I doing? But at the same point, I'm just living, man. And that's what it's all about. And if you're in the gig world, we're here to make money, but I think you've got to be saying you're here to live. You're here to live a little differently than everybody else. We're here to be a little different than everyone else. And you're probably just a little different than everybody else if you're here in this world. And we're here because we're not looking to get respect from people, or even to have people understand why we do what we do, or to look at us and say, man, wow, what a great job you have. What a great thing is that you do. Because people don't think that. People think of it as like, you do what? And I'm like, yeah, I do what? I live. My day isn't like your day ever. I don't report to an office. I don't report to a building. I don't go inside and sit. I work when I want to work. I work when my bank account tells me to work. I work when my wife says I need this, and I go work. I work when I need to work around my son's practices, around things that are going on. And sometimes I work when I don't want to because I have to. And that's okay because I signed up for it and I know what I got to do. But I know what I'm doing is I'm doing it. I'm choosing to do it on my terms at the times I want to work, doing the things I want to do. And that's the uniqueness of gig work in a sense. But at the same point, too, I see a lot of struggle out here. I see a lot of people. I've had conversations with dashers. I've had conversations with people in my community. And I know we yearn to come together and help each other. And we should be doing that. We are not competitors. We are markets of one. I put out a video for that. Jeff Thomas Black talks about that. If you haven't seen Full Dash Closure or read it, or gone over and read the 4 free chapters on his Substack, you should do it. I link it in my videos. There's a full link in there. It should be. I reuse stuff, but I've kept it in every single one of my videos because it's a wonderful amount of information to give you the perspective, to help you understand what you're working with and what you're working against. And here's the thing. There's no AI. There's nothing that can defeat 12 million people that come together and start working together to be better. And then when we take over the AI and develop our own things, because we're the drivers out here knowing what needs to be done, and we become the competition for these apps because we start working together and getting to know each other better, we can make a difference. And we have the people to do it. We have the apps to do it. We have the minds to do it. The question is, are we going to knock the barriers down? Are we going to get to know each other? Or are we going to do it? So, long video. There's a reason why I did it in this format. And that's because of this part right here. Perhaps I should have put it at the beginning because probably, I would say 95% of you won't make it past 6 minutes because that's my average watch time. And YouTube would tell me, lower your videos to 6 minutes. And I would say no, because you know what? I'm going to make my videos how I want to make my videos. Because that's what it's all about. Because I'm not here to work with the algorithm. I'm here because I want to share what I want to share. And if it takes me 45 minutes to share it, I'm going to share it. And if you watch me for 45 minutes and you appreciate what I say, I thank you. If you don't, and you watch 6 minutes and say, this guy's cuckoo, this guy's nuts, this guy is annoying, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing, this guy takes his shit too seriously. Whatever it is you're thinking, that's fine. Thank you very much. The fact that you thought about me today at all is amazing, and I appreciate it. And I'm thankful for every one of you that view my videos. But I hope what you take away from this is this part right here, which may go in a short, and it's this. I said it in another video. One of the biggest opportunities we're missing is the opportunity to get a YouTube channel. So what I want you to do, the reason why I did it in this format, there's no fancy transitions, there's no editing. You're seeing it raw, uncut, and perhaps I should do more videos like this. I'm literally videotaping this right now. When I get pulled over in a safe location, I will upload it as is. And then I will go in and, of course, add some of the things in post. But I'm going to upload it right here. It's going to take no time at all. I'm not going to transfer it over. I'm not going to work on the audio. I'm not going to do any of that. The reason why I'm saying is because it's that simple, guys. What you can do as a Gigtube YouTube creator, the real key to creating unlimited content is post about your day. Post about what bothers you. Post about an idea that you have. Communicate with us. And when you hear something that you want to respond to, when you hear about a problem someone else has, post about your solution and just post it up there. Hey, how to get more orders. Hey, how to drive less miles in the gig world. Hashtag such and such. Whoever it is you're trying to communicate with. Whether it's Dad Dash, whether it's some smaller person, whoever it is. And be looking and subscribe. And listen, don't be stingy with your subscription. Subscribe to every single Gigtuber out there. Because every single Gigtuber out there is doing one thing. They're sharing their day with you. This isn't politics. This isn't some horrible thing. You should be watching a top dasher. You should be watching a multi-apper. You should be watching a middle of the road, a Grubhub driver, a 1-apper, a 2-apper, a 3-apper. You should be watching all of them. You know why? Because every single one of them provides you with the most valuable currency in our society. And it's been that way. It's withstood the test of time. It's been like this for thousands of years since man was created in whatever way we were created and whatever you believe we were created in. And that is information. Information is king. Information is more valuable than anything else you can get. Information is more valuable than what you see in your bank account. Because guess what? That's a form of information. All right? Once you have information and knowledge is key. Knowledge and information are the two most valuable things you will ever find. And when you have that, when you can gain that, when you can continue to add to that, it will challenge your thinking. It will expand your thinking, and it will improve you and improve everything and anything that you do when you get more information about it. When you see someone else's experiences, when you see someone else's successes and failures, and you figure out how to apply that to you and what you're doing, or maybe not apply it at all, but you just know and you're aware of it. The more information you have, the better you will be. And that's the opportunity we have to share information, to share and get to know each other, to hashtag each other in our videos and not say, hey, don't do that. We're not, look, this is about, in my opinion, Dad Dash is about sharing with you, sharing my experience. I'm about listening to others and listening to their experience. Hashtag me or whatever it is you do. I don't even know if I might be confusing that with Twitter or X or whatever it is. Listen, I'm not big on this stuff, but I try, But my biggest thing is I want to create a community. That's what I want. That is what I see the opportunity that we're squandering because we're the issue at hand. And I'm talking to Mr. Santiago right now, which he probably won't be listening because it would require that he would get to 31 minutes into my video. But Mr. Santiago is squandering the opportunity because what he's doing is he's telling you, hey, he's turning people off because he constantly is focusing on the idea that we need to get away from gig work. And while I understand what he's saying, that gig work isn't a sustainable form of full-time income, I think everybody knows that. Why? Because the average gig worker works 4 hours a week or 4 hours a week or 4 hours a month. I think it's 4 hours a week. That's it. So they know that. They don't need to be told that. Most people are doing something else. But they're doing gig work for a reason, for a goal. And I also hear, I don't need to teach you. Oh, there's plenty to be taught. You know why? Because there's so many people out here that can't figure it out. There's so many people that are unhappy on a daily basis that post, who say, I can't make money. I can't make money. So when you stand there and you tell somebody it's easy and they're not succeeding, you're failing as a communicator. And that's a shame. And that's a squandered and missed opportunity. That's a missed growth opportunity. Because what you very well should be doing is bringing people together, asking people to bring their problems, their issues, the things that they want, and using your platform to bring other people together who can help with that. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't understand. But the fact that you might be able to bring someone in their market who's being successful together with them is invaluable. It's invaluable. So guys, please take from this video today, when you get off this, if it inspires you, I hope it does, take your phone, turn it around, and film your first video. And tell me what's on your mind. Tell YouTube what's on your mind. I think you got to go in and you got to create a channel if you have a Gmail account, but you got to create a channel. Create a channel. You don't need a fancy banner. You need a fancy anything. And I want you to post it. And I want you to talk to me. And I want you to put, I believe it's either hashtag or @DadDash. It'll try either one. I don't remember which one it is. And then it'll attach into me. And I will subscribe to you. I will be your first subscriber. And I will talk to you. And if there's an issue you have, I'll tell you my perspective. I will not give you an answer because I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything, but I will give you my perspective. I will give you what I've experienced. I will share with you the information that I have on that topic to get you to think. And then I will hopefully, by watching your video, trigger someone else to watch your video who might have another perspective, And here's the beautiful part. As more people subscribe and watch your problem, eventually you may get to a point where you have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time. And suddenly you're getting paid for your problems. And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's what we all should be striving for. AdSense money. AdSense money is another gig, man. It's another opportunity. It's a unique opportunity. It's another thing to add to the uniqueness of this thing we call gig work. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you at that. I'm at 34 minutes. And anybody who watches this gets the Dad Dash Gold Star of Approval that says thank you so much. And if you made it through to the end, let me know. Let me know. Anyways, I appreciate it, guys. I figure, you know, we're driving around, listen to it, turn it on. This isn't something you need to watch because, you know, it's just a thinker, man. It's something to think about. Anyways, as always, guys, stay safe, stay profitable, and Dad Dash will talk to you soon. What's up, guys? Dad Dash here, and wanted to talk to you guys today about a topic here that I kind of wanted to expand on here a little bit. I put videos out kind of touching on it, mentioned it in some of the videos, but that is I wanted to talk about that each driver is a market of one. And what do I mean by that? Because it's this concept, the market of one concept. If you understand this, you're going to get an edge on everybody else because it is the most misunderstood thing about gig work. And that is the idea that our market, and the market meaning the market we work in, the overall market, whatever, that we are competing against other drivers, other places, and that somehow the actions of other drivers impact what we do. And that is not true, guys. And one way I realize this is because my wife and I she works with me sometimes. She doesn't do a lot of work. Like I said, she's only probably done like 50 some DoorDash orders. She's had a few accounts, right? And that I have, right? So I've been able to see at times when we're working together, because she doesn't like to work alone, so she'll work with me. And we've been able to look at and see dueling orders. In other words, orders coming through or contract offers coming through. And I've been able to see, all right, this is the same contract that was sent to me and it's different. And the biggest way I saw this develop was when we were door dashing together and orders would come to my phone, right? First, and they would be at my, again, I'm someone who keeps track of stats. So I know my averages, my average offers, my average acceptance, my average decline. I'm keeping track of these things, right? And I know my averages. And I noticed that I would get offers close to those averages, right? And then the same offer would come through and be more. Sometimes it would go to her phone first at a higher amount and then come to my phone next at a lower amount, but it would be close to my average. And then there's a great book out that I encourage everyone to look at and read and assess the information in it. It's called Full Dash Closure by Jeff Thomas Black. Excellent book. I'm reading it along with him as he puts it out on Substack. It's a great read. I recommend everyone read it. Because he really challenges your thoughts and challenges your mind on what on what to think about these apps. But in that information that he presents, he validated some of my feelings that I'd had for a while. And then as I look deeper into this, that's exactly right. When you go into the agreements and the documents and you dig deeper into these apps, you'll see that their purpose is absolutely not to go out and create markets of drivers. Their goal is to create a market of one, and that's you. So when you go out and you start feeding the algorithm and you start feeding the system, you're creating your own market. So thereby, the offer you see has no relevance or bearing to the next driver that will see that offer. You may see a $7 5-mile order. The algorithm has information that it believes this is the order presented this way, presented that way will get you to accept it. While The next driver may see a $9 5-mile order because the information in the system says that's how it needs to be. They're looking to figure out what you individually will do or needs to see in order to hit accept. And they're going to continually send you information to respond to. And your response to that information, which is normally accept, decline, as you feed the algorithm that information, it's going to make determinations. Now, its goal is to figure out how little they need to pay you to get out the door. So the math will then make sense. So for instance, take it like this. If you're willing to accept $7 orders, because like, for instance, my main market, my preferred market is a $3 base pay market. I know DoorDash will show $4 tips. It's low mileage market. So I do a lot of $7 3 mile, $7 4 mile orders. I mean, it's just standard. As a result, the algorithm has a profile on me that I see a lot of $7 orders. And even when I leave that market, even when I come down to my $2.25 market, which is my home market, I still will see a lot of $7 orders because it knows, or it believes it knows, that I like $7 orders. As I reprogrammed that and said, you know what, let me try over time. And again, this is not something you reprogram in 5 turndowns. I mean, this is you've got to start feeding it new information. And at first it's going to be confused and it's going to keep sending you stuff. And you got to be willing to sit there and hit decline. And then you hit accept on. You begin to reprogram it. And then I show up back in my preferred market and I'm getting $12, $13, $14 orders. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to try to do that, what I'm talking about, where you're trying to reprogram it, you've got to have other options out there. So you've got to have other apps working for you that you can find work to fill in the gaps when you're turning down orders over here. So you can still go to work and make money, because otherwise you will sit and you will take a hit financially for a little while you're turning down stuff, because the algorithm is going to keep sending you to things it thinks you're going to accept. And in over a couple of 100 turndowns, right, it's going to start to go, okay, wait a minute. Now the profile's changing. He's accepting $10 orders now, $10 orders, $10. And it's going to start to do that because, again, you are a market of one. You are the market. What you're doing, what you tell it needs, it's going to adjust to. It's the loophole of all loopholes. It's the reason why they have all these, why DoorDash and Grubhub and all these programs have programs and incentives built around acceptance rate, because they know that if every driver decided we want $10 orders, eventually, if you just held steady and true to that, the algorithm, because it's an algorithm, it's a computerized algorithm, it's going to learn. It's going to, okay, you're a $10 driver. We're going to figure out how to make these orders $10, whether that's finding large tip, low base pay, or they say, well, we got to bump the base pay up a little bit, but we're going to get this driver working, because the only goal of the algorithm is this driver needs to go work and make money. And this driver only makes money when he's delivering and fulfilling contracts. So until he's driving, he's active and not making us money. And there's so much money in these contracts that, again, these companies can't afford to pay you more. It's just they know they make more money when you deliver for less. And when they can get a customer to tip you $10 and they can still pay you $2 base pay or $2.25 base pay or $3 base pay, whatever the minimum is, they've been able to pay the minimum out, and then they get to keep all the other money above that. And the customer's tip didn't affect any of that. It didn't cost them a dime to get the customer to tip you $10 or $5 or $20, right? And they get to keep the money. And on a no-tip order, because you might believe, well, I've got to deliver some of these no-tip orders. I got to take some of these $2 or $3 hits. So I'll do it because I need to get my acceptance rate up. They're making buco bucks because you just took a $3 order. The algorithm said, okay, this person will do it. But what you don't realize is the more you hit accept on those lower orders, the more you're going to see. And that's why DoorDash, the biggest tell in the book that this is what's happening is when DoorDash tells you that they're classifying a high-paying order, not as a $10, to me, a high-paying order is the amount you're paying me, right? No, not DoorDash. What do they tell you? A high-paying order is the miles to money ratio. So they say, hey, $4, 1 mile, that's a high-paying order. In DoorDash's world, go deliver 7 of those orders, and you get over $25 an hour. And guess what? You're only going to have 7 miles delivered. Well, is that really realistic? Are you really going to be able to do it? You're stopping, you're starting your car, you're running around ragged, you're maybe they stack a couple of them together to help you get to that mark. Is that working as efficiently as saying, no, wait a minute, why don't I just hold out? Decline. DoorDash wants me to work. They want me to work. They want me to get more order volume up. And remember, every one of those orders, DoorDash wants you to volumize, right? Or any of these apps want you to volumize, not because it works for you, but because it works for them. Because if they have an average of, say, $10 in fees on every single order, and they get you to deliver 7 orders an hour to make your $25 to $26 to $27 an hour, they're making $70, as opposed to if you do 2 orders an hour, they're only making 2 orders. So maybe that's $10. They're only making $20. So for them, their model is to get you to deliver more and to figure out how can we get this driver to see these orders as more valuable, to volumize. And they know that the only person that wins out when you're delivering 7 orders an hour or 5 orders an hour or 4 orders an hour is them, because you're not making more. You're still making the $25. They're making more money an hour because they're getting the orders delivered, more orders delivered, because they're the ones earning per order and earning their fees regardless. And they blur that. You're not seeing that because all you're thinking about is tip and the $2 or $3 base pay. Now, the tip means nothing to DoorDash. All that means to them is if you're willing to do 225, if you're willing to deliver 5 225 orders that have, a tip ranging from, $3 to $5 to $10, at the end of that hour, you make $40 or $35 with tips and everything. You're happy, but they're even happier because they just paid you out minimum amounts cost, and they just collected all the rest of the fees from the restaurant, from the customer, and they're happy as pie because you were just out there working and driving 4, 5, 6 orders in that hour, making them a huge amount of money. And again, it didn't make you necessarily more money because you still made your whatever the hourly was you wanted to make by driving those orders through. But they're profiting. So again, you have to understand this. So that's why they encourage you to take that, or that's why they call high paying orders, miles to money orders, where they're getting lower payouts, but it's 4 to 1 miles to money, right? That's high paying to them. It's not high paying to you. You're better off going and saying, okay, let me communicate to the algorithm and let this algorithm know that, listen, I'm not working for less than $10 an order. The algorithm will adjust, and DoorDash can't do anything about it because their goal, as long as you're active on the platform, is to find you an order. And eventually they're going to start finding you orders at that price point, at that miles to money price point, and you're going to go to work. The key is, and what they're banking on is that you're psychologically not going to get through that process. And if you're only using DoorDash, you won't make it through that process because you will be worried about making money. So you will start accepting things lower than what you would normally do. And then the algorithm takes that information, and then you're getting it mirrored back from the algorithm, orders back to you again. So you accept the $7 order because you feel like you got to. Next thing you know, another $7 order comes. Another $7 order comes. The magic behind that is they're going to hide a tip on 1 or 2 of those, but they know you're going to get the tip hidden on one. Maybe they add an extra $1, maybe they add an extra $3. And then for everyone you have a hidden tip, you're going to have probably 2 or 3 that won't hide. And your average hourly amount, maybe you do 3 orders an hour, you might range anywhere from $21 to say $30 an hour. It's going to range based on the hidden tips, but they will eventually begin sending you a majority of your orders at that range, $7.25, $6.75. And again, you're starting to see the hidden tips will start to fall off. And then as you maybe start declining a lot of orders or moving around, it'll throw a hidden tip in there. The algorithm will start trying to adjust and start trying to see what it can do to bring you back in or understand what you're doing or where your mindset's went. So anyways, guys, the point of what I'm trying to make is you are a market of one. You and only you matter in what you do when you're working these apps. And that's every app. That's Uber, that's DoorDash, that's Grubhub. So make sure you are paying attention to what you're doing. Make sure you know your value and what you want to make. Make sure you understand how many orders you want to do an hour and what you need to make per order, and then go after it. And be patient, be vigilant, have multiple apps to help you out through the downtimes as you start to try to move these algorithms towards your needs. Okay. And be patient and let it develop. And I promise you, you will absolutely see results that you never thought you would see. And that you in your end up seeing better results, okay, than you ever would if you're accepting every single order, which will hold you back in the end because you're going to have these low orders come through, and you're just going to have it happen because it has to happen because you're accepting 70, 80, 90%, 50%, 60% of these orders. So you're going to be taking orders that are lower than what your expectations are. Anyways, guys, hopefully this makes sense to you. I hope it does. Leave me a comment. Any questions? As always, stay safe, stay profitable, guys, and I will talk to you soon. What is up, guys? Dad Dash here, and I wanted to come to you today with a quick video to kind of visually show you why, in my opinion, no value, no trip is the most efficient way to work, and why it makes the most sense for dashers out there to be working this way. And really, it applies also to any multi-apper. It can apply to also any top dasher as well, although top dashers, and I'm going to tell you this, it can apply to anyone. And that's what makes this nice, because you define your value. You define a value that you want to see out of your work and your time. And, again, we're going to get into it and talk a little bit about this. So let me show you here. I've come up here with this spreadsheet. I put in some information on here, offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. I want to talk visually about what you're seeing here. So offer number 1, let's talk about this offer. It's $11 offer, 20 minutes time to complete. 6 miles is the estimated miles, and the projected order value on this order is $33. No tip. So you might say, well, Steve, where would you see this type of order at? Well, I'll tell you where. You might see it on Uber Eats. You might see this on Grubhub. You might see this on Instacart. You could even see this on a shop and deliver offer, depending on the size of it, for DoorDash. The point is here, what I'm trying to highlight is the fact here that this order represents a $33 projected order value. And what is a projected order value? The order value is simply what does this represent in time value, essentially. You could even call it timed value. In other words, what does getting paid $11 for 20 minutes of work represent in terms of an hourly earnings? So this is telling you that if you earn $11 every 20 minutes that you're working, you're going to be earning on average about $33, which tells us we will be earning $100 in less than 4 hours, which for me, in my metrics, is exactly what I want. I am wanting to earn $100 every 4 hours that I'm out or less. And that's going to either let me leave early or earn more. And either one works great for me. But my point on this is that I wanted to show you that you've got this,
layout here, 0 tip. Would you really turn this down because there was no tip? And the answer to that, we're going to take a look and see, go down on offer 2 and offer 3 and get a little bit more into that of making the point I want to make in regards to tips and in regards to looking at the value. So next offer is $10.50, 22 minutes estimated time to complete. That's going 6 miles. It's just a little slower area and a little slower restaurant. Projected order value, $28.64. Tip amount, $8. So in this instance, the tip is more, right? But the total payout is less because DoorDash is only paying $2.50 or whatever app is paying $2.50 base. So in this case here, the question is, you would say, well, no trip here, and you're going to turn down $33 worth of value. But you come down here and there's a tip amount of $8, and you say, okay, well, I'll take that because the tip's there. And then you're getting less order value. Again, that would be if you're focusing on trying to figure out tip or no tip. The point is, the tip really doesn't matter because in this case, this and this are the only two things that matter. The amount of money they're paying you and then the estimated time it takes to complete, and then figuring out what does this represent in terms of your value for your time. The offer number 3 is a quite common low offer that at least I see in my market. $5.25, 2 miles, 10 minutes time to complete. What is the projected order value on something like this? And that is actually $31.50. Again, much higher than this $8 tip. The tip amount only $2. A lot of you would say, I'm not taking this offer because it's too low or the tip is too low. But this is why, in this case, this actually represents a very good offer, a very good value. And as a result, as opposed to setting a minimum dollar amount, what you should be looking at in this case is saying, what's the amount? What's the estimated time to complete? That's definitely worth your time. So you complete this. If you're looking at this in terms of an hour, let's say you got offer 1, you followed up with offer 2, and you followed up with offer 3. It actually gives you a total of 8 minutes in between orders. And this would actually be, in my opinion, a pretty solid hour, $26.75, if this is what your hour looked like with 8 minutes in between. The point I'm trying to make here is that focusing on this end here, where you can see, if you got rid of this offer and said, I'm turning it down, moved on to 2, moved on to 3, you'd end up with $15.75 for your hour. You may not see another offer. You may have to turn down a few more. But because if you looked at this and said, well, no, I know there's no tip there, I'm getting rid of it. No way. To me, that is not a strong business decision. DoorDash wants to distract you and have you worried about this area right over here. They want you to blame this being low because this isn't enough. When the reality is that this area over here is in full control of DoorDash. And it's also, this area as well is coming from the customer. So whether you're getting paid from the customer by tip or by fare or by fee, it does not matter. It's still coming from the customer. It's just this is being taken from them by DoorDash and requested from them and required from them, while DoorDash is saying, well, the amount you pay your driver is optional. That is a DoorDash issue. That is a Grubhub issue. That is an app issue. And it is up to us as drivers to ensure that we have the correct value for our time. And if the value isn't there, we don't do it. If your market doesn't offer you enough value to earn what you need, then you are going to unfortunately have to say, well, you know what? I can't do it full time. I'm going to have to go back and find something else to do or find another way to earn. If it can only give you what you need on a part-time basis, you need to recognize that it is what it is. The market is what it is, but you need to figure out, what do you need to earn per hour, figure it out, and then figure out what the amount and the time it's going to take you to complete that order. What does that tell you? What does that compute out as value? And make all your decisions based on this. I can tell you right now, the miles to money is the least important thing that you need to be looking at the offer screen. It's nothing but a distraction, because the miles to money, if you're making sound decisions here, making sure that the estimated completion time and the amount is in line and locking up to a good order value, then your miles will fall right in line. Now, miles are a piece to estimating your time. Because you don't necessarily want to go off what the app tells you. You want to go what you know. So you want to look at the miles, you want to look at the restaurant, and you want to make a quick calculation to say, can I do it in the time I need it? $11, I got to do it in 20 minutes or less. Can I do that? If the answer is yes, hit accept. And then go forward with it. The other thing I want to show you is, look, some of you may say, well, no tip, no trip. If there's no tip, I'm not doing it, and I'm not going to take 225 orders in this. Well, you would not be required to, because as you're going to see here, there really is not a time amount that a 225 offer should ever be taken. Never. Even 325, right? That's $19.50. That's still not hitting the mustard of $25. And $4.25 is just about there. So you could take a $4.25 10-minute order going 2 miles with a $2 tip, and guess what? You could still earn $25 an hour completing those. Now, one might say that why would you want to have to do, the amount, do 4 or 5 orders when you could grab 2 orders or 3 orders and get it done that way? And that's a fair argument to make. But the point of it is that if you're out here trying to earn money, you're out here trying to put together an hour, you need to understand what these orders represent to you in terms of value. And that's all you should be worried about. And if you see a $4.25 offer that you can do in 10 minutes, and that's a $25 order value, pick it up, get it done, and move on to your next one, because the next one might be $11 for 20 minutes. And then you're at, $15.25, and then lo and behold, shortly thereafter you get a $10.50 for 22 minutes, and now you're sitting at $25.75. So the point for the hour, so the point of it is, guys, is stop worrying about tips. Tips are a distraction. Start worrying about one thing: demand that this amount represents good value when compared to the time they're going to ask you to work for them. And if it doesn't, turn it down. If it does, hit accept. And if you're doing that, then your miles and your money will absolutely line up. Guys, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button. Share this with at least one person. Hopefully, this was helpful. Hopefully, this comes across. Hopefully, you can use this and go out and make more money. You can use this for any app. You should use this is to me is the only way you should be multi-apping, because you should be applying this to every single offer you see and trying to see and looking at it from what value does this represent to me. And if it represents the value you need, hit accept. If it doesn't, move on. It's that simple. Never take an order that doesn't represent value to you. I'm going to touch on one last thing here that just came to mind. I promised you, I said top dashers can be included, because you might be going, well, Steve, if a top dasher is accepting every order, then they're not. Well, no. There's a statement there. Value to you, right? I'm telling you what my value is. My value for my time is a minimum of $25 when I'm working for these apps. I want to be making at least $25. That guarantees me that by the time I'm out, I'm more likely going to earn $20 or more an hour. And if I'm at 30, I'll earn 25. If I'm at 35, I'll earn 30. But 25 is my buffer zone. I want to make sure that I'm working. So if I end up in a continuous work flow, that if I'm taking orders of 25 or more, I know my money's going to get there. I know I'm going to get it there quick. I know I'm going to either end up getting off early, or I'm going to end up making more than what I need, which gives me the opportunity to not have to work in the future, or puts more money in my pocket, and I can use that for other things that I want to spend money on. Now, on the top dasher front, because we're talking value here, this offer, let's just say this 225 offer for you, for me, I may look at this and say, I'm not going to go to work for $13.50. But if you have a reason that you feel Top Dasher is valuable, then for you, this is not the end all be all. Because for you, you're suggesting that you're going to take less value right now, and that you believe that there will be more value later at some point that will make up the lost value here. But I want you to understand that what you're looking at here, let's say you take this 225 offer, and let's just say on average, probably if you were doing, you're realistically speaking, you're going to spend about 15 minutes on it. So if you do that and you decide to allot those 15 minutes, okay, for that time. Now, what I want you to look at here is what you're giving up, because the value analysis that you should be doing is, all right, if you're making this decision to take this and you're believing that Top Dasher or whatever is going to be the purpose of it, then you need to make sure that you are going to be able to make up the difference of the value you could have gotten. If you would have been doing orders like these and you're giving that up, let's just take this $33 projected order value. So here we are doing this. You lost $24 in order value to do this order over this order because you didn't turn this one down. So this order never showed up. So you did this for your time. And then maybe you ended up with this order here. So you're losing value as you're doing this. The question is when you go to reap the benefits from having taken this order here or similar orders to it, are you able to make up that $24 that you lost? Do you realize how much you're losing per order when you take these type of orders? So, and are you getting it back? In other words, in the long run, over time, have you looked at that? And one thing you should be doing, in my opinion, and I do it on every order, is I collect this data from every order so I can see what my order values are. And I can know what my order value was for a particular month. So if I was doing an experiment in a particular month, I can actually see with data, hey, this month dropped. My order values dropped this month, right? They dropped $7, because I had to go do this. So next month, I need it to go up $7 or more, right? I need to recoup that plus something. And if I don't see that happen when I'm collecting the data, then I know that whatever I was doing or whatever I was trying to do, it did not represent the value to me. So therefore, it's not worth it to do it again. So anyways, the point is, this is an all-inclusive approach. This is something that every dasher, every delivery driver can use and should be using. And it's a quick way to analyze and understand what is actually valuable to you and what isn't. And watching some of these YouTubers and stuff out here, they don't really give you the data, right, to back up what they're saying. This is how you can go get that. This is how you do it. This is what you need to look at. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I can do additional videos on this and expand on it. Hopefully this makes sense. And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Be profitable. And as always, I'll talk to you soon.
What's going on, guys? Dad Dash Industries back here with another ride along today. So we are getting ready to head out into my old market, or the market I used to work a lot, and we are going to see what we can produce today. It is about 1 o'clock. We're going to go to about 6, and then I have to be somewhere at 6:30. And I don't really have any time to give, and that is real. So our goal today, I have a lot of plans in place. I was scheduled in another market. All of that's going to kind of fall through because of where I've got to be somewhere at 6:30 now. That is important that I make that commitment. So as a result, that's where we're going to be kind of winging it. So I've got all the apps fired up: Uber, DoorDash, Shipt, Instacart. I'm looking at Amazon Prime, although I don't think the timing is going to work out well for Amazon Prime. There's been a couple of opportunities that I thought were decent, but I don't think those are going to work out. So what we are doing now, we are in a hunt. So We are going to go. We're scheduled for 1 to 2 for DoorDash. I'm hoping maybe something else opens up. Maybe we won't even need DoorDash. So I'm hoping as we cross the state line and get into the market that maybe somebody hires us. Maybe it's Uber, maybe it's Grubhub, maybe it's DoorDash. Unfortunately, no orders yet. So a little frustrating. Made my way down into the market. I'm just pondering what my next move is. I don't know what my next move is going to be because, like I said, I had a plan for today. That plan is poof, up in smoke. Oh, and there it is, guys. Our first order. Tacos Carlito. It is not an upside down order. It is 4 items, 4.6 miles. Going downtown. This does not meet our guidelines. I hate to do this, but I am turning it down. Order too small. Actually, we're going to do order not ready to try to attract another order. There it is. We'll take a deep breath and see if DoorDash finds us again with another order. But there it is, guys. We got DoorDash to pay attention to us. So I think it could have been cell phone issues, maybe. I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe it was just there isn't anything ready around. That might be the only DoorDash offer we get. Uber, I'm waiting for them to come. These are tough days. And these are the times that you're like, man, this is what it's all about. But what I like about the gig economy is the fact that I have days like Saturday and Friday where I can go out and in 3 hours make the money I need to make for today or more. Oh, here we go. Uber. Okay, hold on. $8.75, $4. We're on it. Or 4 miles, sorry. Fresh set. All right, guys. Uber has put us to work. So it only took 25 minutes, guys. 25 minutes. I'll throw the order up so you can see it. Excitement. Yes, I'm actually excited. I mean, this is exciting. Oh, God. And then the excitement turns to horror when I realize I left all of my food bags except for my original DoorDash bag. I believe that's in my bag. I left them by my front door. So I'm hopeful that this is not a big order because we are going to have to head home after this order. Wow. Wow. Can't believe that happened. All right, guys. Let's go get this order and let's deal with that afterwards and hope that this order will fit in my DoorDash bag, the original OG DoorDash bag, the first bag I ever had. We're going to be using that here for this order to make it work. Yeah, so we are rocking the old school bag there. You can see it's the only bag I got in my trunk. So we are rocking that because I forgot all my other bags. So, all right, guys, got that order. We're heading out. All right, guys. So, went and picked up that order. We have it in the old school bag. I showed that to you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I have like 7, 8, 9 bags that I normally use. I had gone grocery shopping and took them all in the house because I use them when I do my personal shopping. It makes it all easy. And I didn't put them all in at one time, but it was like over a couple shops over this past weekend that we were off due to weather. I kept grabbing them out of my car, putting them in, and they're all in the big bag, the big catering pizza bag that I have that I use for my big stuff. And it's all sitting by my door, which I walked right by. So before I can do any type of Instacart, shipped, major grocery orders of any kind, I'm going to have to get back to my house, which is only 15 minutes away. But it's a minor inconvenience, but it's just like, wow. So I'm rocking my old school DoorDash bag, which has been relegated to just, the last choice because it doesn't even really seal on the edges. You have to poke the edges in, but it's not the best bag, but it's my old school bag. It's the first one I started out with. It's the first one I did orders with before I started buying other bags and have amassed my collection. So is what it is, guys. So it looks like we got a 5-minute ride out to the drop off here. Luckily, it was an order that fit easily in the bag, and hopefully we can get out there and make this drop off, and we'll see what happens. What's going on, guys? Back with an update here. So the drop-off went smooth. Of course, obviously, I won't know what the final result of that order is tip-wise until about an hour from now. So on my way here, I was turning in. I got a $5.55 offer to add on to this order for Uber to the McDonald's. That's literally right up here on the corner going 1 mile. So I normally don't like to take orders that small, but for 1 mile up here, it's basically going to go right back to where I was just at. I said, you know what? I'll make an exception for $5. It should hopefully, if all goes well, be a very smooth order. I should be able to go right in and pick it up. That's what I'm hoping, and we'll see. So what's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here with an update for you. So I just made that drop off there. The McDonald's order was a little bit longer probably than what I would have liked because the lobby was closed. So I'm kind of filing that away. They had a sign up saying due to rising cases and stuff. I guess it's probably really short staffing, but that's what they were blaming it on. They're doing deliveries and drive through only. So I did, as I was leaving that restaurant, I did get an offer for $9.90 going 8.1 miles to a restaurant that was 5 miles away through DoorDash. I turned it down. I did not like it. I did not like the distance I was going to have to travel to the restaurant. That particular restaurant, which is Wingstop, I do not like that up here. It's not one of my favorite restaurants. And on top of that, I wasn't crazy about where it left me in the positioning it put me in. I mean, I could have worked with it, but I feel like, to me, I want to see what this bears. Now, since then, I've gotten nothing. Uber hasn't followed up with any additional orders, but there is a Chipotle that I'm about to come down to, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my Best Buy trick. I love Best Buy enthusiast. So what I normally do is when I want to get an order, I walk into Best Buy. Normally by the time I'm walking through the front door, an order pops through at Chipotle or Five Guys or Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Those are the big ones down here that Uber, Grubhub, and DoorDash all like to get orders from. Or sometimes. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here. So as you can tell, I'm back in the car, and that's because I went inside, and lo and behold, I wasn't in there long. I was checking out some tablet, and I was in there milling about, and my phone blared out the famous Uber ding, 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 ba-da, ba-da, and there it is. Starbucks, $9.59 for 4 miles. And I'm not a big fan of Starbucks, and one of the reasons being I got tip baited pretty badly a long time ago when I first started with Uber Eats at this particular Starbucks. But we're going to go ahead and take a chance on it because it's just that day. I'm not active on DoorDash. Grubhub ain't sending me nothing. And probably if they did, it probably wouldn't be very good because that's just been the story of Grubhub lately. I've got no grocery bags. Instacart's not shooting anything out that's worth looking at. Shipt isn't shooting anything out. So we got Uber. And that's kind of why it's always good to have multiple apps. We've got Uber, we've got Amazon that we're still considering and milling some thoughts about. So why not? Let's do it. $9.59. Let's see what happens here. We're not expecting any more than what's showing on our screen, and that's okay. So I'm about to pull up to the Starbucks right now. Hopefully the order will be ready. That is one issue that I've run into in the Starbucks around here is the orders are never ready. And sometimes if it's really busy, they do a great job of ignoring you as well. So we'll see. Hopefully none of that comes true in this case. And we're going to run in and find out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be talking to you soon. What's going on, guys? Back here, Dad Dash back here with an update. So we just delivered the Starbucks order, and that puts us at needing about $76.11 for the day. So we've made about $23 so far. Of course, Amazon right now is sitting with a 330 to 630. That's at $72, or at least it was. And then now, oh, wait a minute. 330 to 630, $78. Whoa.
Oh my, that is very enticing, because that would solve all my problems right now with the slowness of the day. You know, all right, we're going to go in. There it is, $78. We're going to go ahead and queue it up and schedule it up. I'm scheduling it. I'm pulling the trigger on it. It's too slow out here. I don't have anything lined up. I don't have my bags. I don't have to run home then and get my bags. I'll go pick up the packages. I got an empty car. Anyways, guys, I'll be back to periodically update you on how things are going. Obviously, there's no real need to drop in and show you orders. It's $78. That's what we're going to get. That's what I'm going to get when I get it done. All right, guys. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye. What's going on, guys? Dad Dash back here. You can see I got my Amazon Flex gear on. I got my cart loaded up with pack. Actually, no, I don't. Guys, it happened, man. Let me tell you, fortuitous good luck struck for Dad Dash Industries. But, man, best choice I could have made was to pick up that $78 shift. Why they bid it up, why that happened, I have no idea. But guess what? They had no work for me. That means I get paid $78 for sitting at the place for 15 minutes. Wow. So I'm already at my $101. I was actually going to consider taking a Grubhub order for 12 miles. And by the time I hit okay, it went away. Grubhub's been doing that a lot. I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess they're trying to crack down on multi-appers or whatever to make it so you got to take it immediately. So I'm actually going to head in the direction of my house, go let my dog out, go pick up my bags. And then I guess I'm going to start, I don't know, I'll look around and see what's out there. It looks like another Grubhub order come in. And it's not there. I don't know what the deal is with Grubhub, man. Grubhub. What are we going to do with you? It's sad, man. Oh, it's the same offer. I don't even know what to make of this. You know, I'm just going to reject it. I don't know. I don't like it anymore. I'm heading in the direction of my house. Anyways, guys, weird stuff with the Grubhub app. They just sent me the same offer. I went to accept it. It said offer's no longer available. I guess it got sent to somebody else. It was $12 for 12 miles. You might say, Steve, why would you take that? I don't know. I was just celebrating, man. I'm sitting here at $100 and some dollars. I just, got paid $78 for like less than 15 minutes of work. I was in a good mood. I was going to throw Grubhub some love and hope that maybe they rewarded me with something or just got me traveling back in the direction. But you know what? I'm already heading in the direction of my house. So I'm going to head to the direction of my house, let my dog out, pick my bags up, and then we're going to see if we can go get a few, pick up some more orders, man. It's 3:30. I've got 3 hours to go that I can now monetize every one of those hours and piggyback it on top of that, on top of Amazon Flex. I mean, I don't know, dude. This is crazy. This is awesome. So I've had this happen one other time. In fact, the first offer I ever took with Amazon Flex, I got this happened to me, and it was a $78 offer for 3 hours. It was a 3-hour shift. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just 3-hour shifts or what. The whole port was filled with people when I arrived, and we waited, and me and a couple other people got this miss. So, hey, whatever. So, brilliant idea to stick with it up here and go with Amazon. So, all right, guys, signing off. All right, I'm going to go home. I'm going to pick up my bags, and then I'll be back to talk to you in a little bit. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'll be back on the road and see if we can push it to 150 today. I mean, that would be sweet. I didn't expect that was going to even be on the table. And that's what makes gig work cool, man. I mean, you just never know. You never know what's going to happen when you're out here. So what a great day. I'm fortunate. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. And, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button, right? Honor this moment, this cool moment right here. We made $78 in 15 minutes by hitting that subscribe button, pounding that like button. All right. And share this video with people. Get the message out, right? This is a cool thing. Share it. All right, guys.
I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, Dad Dash back here with an update. So you may notice it's starting to get dark. Ended up at the house for a little longer than I expected. Kind of took the time to take a little break, recharge the batteries. Had just a little time to kind of do some housekeeping items I've been putting off for a little bit. Not actual housekeeping items, but just like electronic things and doing some stuff that I got into and figured, you know what? I'm being paid by Amazon right now for time that I was expecting to be out. I could have gone out, obviously, and really drove up the earnings for today, but I'm left now with an hour. So it's about 5:30. We've got an hour to go. I'm heading down in the direction to where I need to go and where I need to end. And I'm hoping to pick up maybe an extra order or two. All the tips came through, by the way, for Uber. So we're good to go on those. We are nice. All right, guys, I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video. Like this video. And I'll be talking to you soon. All right, guys, I'm back here. So I got up here to the market, and just as I suspected would happen, and we'll see what happens with this order here because it's maxed out. It's a maxed out order, and in this particular area, Uber has completely bottomed out. So this area is one that Uber's taken over. So all base rates are $2.50 a piece. So this is a $10.50 order that was offered up, and $8 is normally the maximum tip that Uber's going to show you. And we have, we have an offer here that is for $10.50. Now this is for an Alice Springs chicken, Outback center cut, 11-ounce sirloin, and bloomin' onion. This is a probably $60 to $70, maybe $80 ticket. I'd say probably a $70 ticket. So I am assuming there will be some over tip here. We will see. We will see if I'm right. It's a 1 mile order. So we're going to head down to Outback right now and pick that up. So very, very good order. Exactly what we're looking for. It's $5.53. This is exactly what I needed. This is exactly the type of order I needed right now to be able to get this done, hopefully quickly, and still leave me time to get where I need to go. All right, guys, I will be talking to you here soon. I'll give you an update, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, so I am back with an update. Just got done delivering that order. It's about 10 after 6, so perfectly lined up. I am ending my day, so I only got one order in, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Was fully what I expected. Like I said, just ended up not doing much, but I don't know that I would have earned much either. With the way that this day was, it was so slow. It was like, you know what? I don't know if the best use of time would have been out here roaming around and adding miles to my day. So anyways, I believe there might be some extra tip. I don't know. It was kind of a strange drop off. The address that was in the Uber app, I pull up to it and I'm walking up to the house and a gentleman jumps out and starts yelling, not yelling, but, hey, sir. I said, yes. And I said, are you the Outback order? And he said, yeah. And he's at the house next door. And I said, well, I showed him the address. He said, no. And then in the app, they had written, the white trailer next door. And I'm like, okay. So anyways, I wasn't able to get a picture. I handed it to the guy. I'm hopeful that he seemed like he could have been a little bit irritated because I was heading to the wrong place. But I was heading to the address in the app. And they had written lot 40, but there's nowhere that said the lot number. And they said white, but it's dark. And both of them were white. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't change their tip or hit me with a bad rating or something like that, which sometimes happens with these crazy Uber orders because Uber can be crazy like that. So anyways, guys, the day is over. It was a good day. I'm happy with where things came in at. I think the financials are going to look good. Obviously because our work time and the time we were actually out was only a couple of hours, and we made, right now $112 if the $8 tip holds. If it's more than $8, and I think it very well could be, then we will, maybe come in at $115 or something like that. But for the amount of time we spent out, for the miles we had to expend, it was a great day. Amazon gave us a little gift, a little bonus gift. So it's nice that happens sometimes occasionally. So guys, remember that. And from what I've had it now twice on the 3-hour shifts. So don't know what that means, but maybe target the 3-hour shifts right about midday. The same thing happened. It was the same time of day. It was very close. All of that. Now the 2 hours and the 4 hours tend, or even 3.5 hours, I've never had it happen with. But for whatever reason, they were out of 3-hour shifts today. So whatever, I'm happy with it. $78 for 15 minutes of my time is absolutely excellent. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video today. Share this with anybody who wants to see. Like I said, my goal is to create a true look. I never know what my day is going to be. I never know what app's going to be great. I never know where I'm going to go. Today it was Uber and it was Amazon. I never know how I'm going to make my $100. I just go out and I say, I want to make $100 today, or at least $100 today. And I set out on that mission. Today I plan for more, a lot more. I plan to work a lot more. I plan for a totally different day than what I had, but we made the best of what we had. Could have probably taken advantage maybe a little bit more. Maybe it would have worked out. Maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe we'd have just been sitting around. But again, you never know. But the nice part is that's what this gives you, the flexibility to do all those things and look at all those things and see it all. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who subscribed recently. If you haven't subscribed yet, join the group, guys. Hit that subscribe button. All right. And I really appreciate it. Leave me some feedback. Tell me what you think of the day. Tell me about your day. What are things you're experiencing? Questions you might have. Together we will get better. Together we will conquer the challenges that face us as we run our gig operated businesses and as we approach our time and our days as gig business operators. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be talking to you real soon. Let's roll the financials. Going on, guys? Dad Dash is back here with another video. Video where I just want to kind of talk and go over a couple things, go over a couple thoughts. I thought it was a relevant time to do that again. And one of the topics I wanted to talk about and take on today was gas prices and just where I see things. I know I had put out a video of probably about 2 months now, going about 2 months ago, with my thoughts on the gas prices then. I wanted to just kind of give you my thoughts now, see if there's been anything that's changed. I also wanted to address the fact that I haven't put out a video in about a week or so, and that's just to let you guys know. That was just simply because I did some traveling, and I'm going to be traveling again next week as well. So I am going to try to get some videos out to try to keep up with my pace. My goal is to put videos out every 3 days. I don't want to oversaturate the market. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I figure, you know what, you've got other people, you've got other things to do. So I want to be very cognizant of the fact that I want to give you adequate time to watch the video if you enjoy my content. And, you know, I don't want to just be overdoing it. You know, too much of a good thing sometimes is a bad thing. So first topic I wanted to do, first thing I want to get out of the way is, and to make sure that I address it and don't forget it, is I wanted to thank every single one of the subscribers out there who have subscribed in the last 60 days, because it's been incredible. I am now at 200 over 200 subscribers. I'm humbled by the pace that everyone has subscribed. I am so thankful that you guys have taken the time to subscribe to the channel and be willing to look at my content again after having looked at it once. And I am going to continue to try to put content out that can positively contribute to the gig community. And I really appreciate each and every one of you that's taken the time also to provide a comment, a suggestion, and an interaction. It's just very, very awesome. So thank you so much. Anybody that sees this and isn't subscribed, I'd be humbled by a subscription. My goal is to my goal right now is to reach 500, so that I can get access to the community tabs and be able to send out community messages. And then after 500, reach 1,000, and then from 1,000, go wherever it goes. So if you can help me do that, it's free. Hit that subscribe button. If you are enjoying a particular video and that you think would be something that useful for the community to see, hit that like button. Let YouTube know, and of course, share it with anyone that you think. Take the link, share it. You know, I would be humbled to have it shared, but for anyone that you think could get something from it. So with that said, thank you so much. And thank you so much if you're hitting subscribe today, or if you're hitting subscribe at a later time and you've come across this video. So let's take on the topic of the day. The topic of the day, gas prices, and what's my outlook, and where do I stand on this? So what I'm going to tell you is this: my area continues to have high gas prices. It's forecasted to go over $5 by middle of the summer. It's not going to let up. And my opinion is you stay the course. And my plan, and it's worked out fine as it is now. I have been fine. I've made my money. I've hit my goals. I'm not going to say there haven't been struggles. There haven't been bad days, because there have. There hasn't been challenges, but you got to stay positive. Number one, you got to remember that it's a moment. It's one moment.